let's just start this episode with a huge shout out to Ward Angle. Ward, the GOAT. Ward's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. That's what I was calling you for yesterday to see, what he said and what happened. Natalie and I were curious.
Well, he texted me, saying something like, "Hey, Mark, Natalie and Alex have some shoes for you or something, or have some things for you." And, like, honestly, I was on a run. I thought it could have been a scam. So I just called immediately.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, Mark, it's Ward." And I was like, "Unreal, okay." So we talked for 5 minutes, made a plan. Then he stopped by the house later that day. We had a nice chat on the front steps of my house for like 10 minutes. Just two guys hanging out, talking
awesome.
shop. And yeah, he just dropped off the big bag of shoes. I didn't know there were that many shoes, dude.
There's a lot, yeah. There's a lot. So, if any of them don't work out, just donate them or find someone at, like, Run Club to
Yeah, I'll
give them to.
Yeah, I already have a few people. Caius would be pumped to get some, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. So what's on the docket this week for you? You went out again.
Sorry, this phone mic is not the best right now, but big week. I think I got 2 more big weeks of training before I taper for Big Alta. So another 90-plus mile week with hopefully 12 to 15,000 feet of vertical gain. So another 14 to 15 hour running week. Not too bad, but it does put a little bit more strain on my body doing that much volume. So I can only handle 5 to 6 weeks of that at the peak of it. Going to help thin out today, I've actually got today off of work because my mom was supposed to come into town for this weekend, but unfortunately the flights from Minneapolis round trip to here were like $6 to $750 like round trip, so there's just no way that was happening. So I have today after work, so I'm helping Finn Melanson out with like a storage unit that he has. So I'm clearing that out. But this past week, I think I got in about like 89 miles and like 11,000 feet of vertical gain. So pretty decent. A little shorter on the vertical gain than I would have probably liked, but got out with some friends on Saturday, which I also rarely have off, but I had it off for my mom to come into town. We were going to go down to Moab or St. George, Natalie and I, to get some warmer weather and drier trails, but we wanted to stick around and kind of clean up around here, and honestly, it ended up not being all that much warmer down there. It ended up being beautiful on Saturday, so went out with like, I think 6 friends to Antelope Island, and it was amazing out there. It was insane. Like, trails were dry, a lot of people running out there, and we got myself, Zach, that you know, and my friend Caleb. We got 31 miles in and a little over 2,500 feet of vert, so pretty good, pretty flat, but it was fun, but definitely feeling a little bit more on the body. The past weekend I had done a 50K that was like 7,000 feet of vert, and that felt a bit better just because I was using more muscles up and down, and just kind of sticking to that same running motion for 31 miles kind of tires you out. I know you're working on your calendar club month here, so it's kind of getting deep into the month. How's that been?
It's good. I'm just going through your Strava here, just trying to, but it's going good. It's a 175 mile week this week, so it's gonna be a lot of miles on the legs. I feel really good though. I was kind of one of the reasons I wanted to do Calendar Club at least for February is just see where I was at as far as big mile weeks. I haven't done one of these since July. I think was the last time I did a Calendar Club, and it's just kind of nice to see what a big mile couple weeks looks like. I think last week for me was 126, and then this week will be 175. So it's all same pace type of things. I think moving forward, I want to see where I can make adjustments in my training as far as tempoed or even just focusing on bringing in some vertical gain type stuff, just to change up the approach. I was looking at your Strava because I wanted to ask what type of, like when your week last week of 89 miles, what percentage of those miles are at like a threshold pace or race tempoed pace?
Not much, honestly. I mean, I do one workout on Wednesdays, and then like this past Wednesday what was it? It was 4x10-minute continuous hills, which my coach Hayden Hawks really loves to kind of beat up the legs. You go 1 minute up, 1 minute down, 1 minute up, 1 minute down. You do that 5 times within a 10-minute set, just continuously at like marathon pace effort, and you can get a lot of good work out of that. A lot of good.
Is that the one you were doing at Brickyard that one day?
Probably. Yeah. Yep. So 4 times 10 minutes of that, just up and down, up and down, up and down. And then on long runs, I do like to mix in some like moderate effort here and there just to see how the legs are feeling. So on Saturday with the guys, they were kind of pushing it early, so I just kind of had to hang on and see what happened. I mean, it wasn't like the most ideal recovery run, but it was fun, and it's always motivating to have like a good group of guys kind of rolling. So that kind of pulled me along. So when I get into higher volume, I think I do less, I guess, up tempo and like threshold work. But when I'm like a little bit lower volume, I have a little bit more room to do so. But I think when I'm just pushing miles and more strain on my body, it's a little harder to get more speed out of it, just because I'm just more fatigued, and I think there's going to be more risk of injury at this point.
Are you lifting still?
Not when I get into these bigger weeks, no. I'd like to. I've been climbing still, which I use for like upper body mobility stuff. But like when I was lifting, honestly, I was hurting more on my runs, and I think it has to go back to my form and just like activating the right muscle groups. I think I don't know if it's my mobility or what, but on like squats, my like low back starts to hurt like a few days after. I think it's just because I'm not getting in the right positions and I'm putting too much of the weight on my back. Maybe I'm just doing too heavy in general.
Yeah.
That's probably another thing. But the funny thing is,
if you're not doing it as consistently, it's gonna.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was at that point, and it was like going okay, and then I stopped, and then I wasn't having any more like pains or aches. So I'm on the fence about it, honestly. Time-wise, it's kind of just like I'd rather do sauna and do mobility work, mix that in there. But I do think it could be beneficial if I could just do it right and find like a good way to mix it in. I think another part I struggle with is just like figuring out what to do with the runs I have too, like mixing it with the runs I have on the day. I know you go to Yoakum's still 4 days a week, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in two different disciplines, so like a lot of my miles, almost all of my miles, if not every single mile this week, will be pretty much 12.5 minute mile pace through and through. And So when I look at like Tuesdays and Thursdays are leg days, and I don't have as much energy to push my peak weight during these weeks, but I try and do as best I possibly can. And
Yeah.
I love that feeling of like even Tuesday when I go for that run, but really more Wednesday when my legs are just cooked from the lift on Tuesday. I love that feeling. Like I just love that feeling because if I was doing tempo work or stuff like that, I wouldn't be able to do it. But just being able to just trudge along with legs that just feel cooked, it to me reminds me so much of being 3 days into a backyard ultra, and it's like this is what it feels like. This is how my legs will feel. So to me, it's just training that and getting comfortable with that feeling.
Yeah.
And I've also just noticed I'm 195. 2 years ago, I was 182, 183, and I didn't have any muscle supporting these longer runs, and I feel so much better than I did 2 years ago. So
Nice.
I think it just depends on what race you're training for, but
Yeah, I mean, lifting is becoming way more popular. I'm seeing a lot more in ultra running for sure. I'm seeing a lot more people like advertise it on their pages and stuff, and like recovery work. And it's interesting though because it seems like it's all like the mid to like high tier pros that are doing it, but like the very top of the sport, it doesn't seem like they're doing
putting
it.
focus on it.
No, it's just like interesting how that works. Like it's the people trying to like get up to that level that need it, but the people that are like elite of the elite, maybe it's just the talent that can just like keep them there. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't seem like Courtney DeWalter or Jim Walmsley is lifting weights at all. It's interesting, but yeah, everyone's training's different, so that's the hard thing. And I feel like with your runs and doing 12.5 minute pace for high volume, I feel like the lifting can pair really well with that for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna like that makes sense to me, and I know when you're doing that though, it takes up a lot of time. So
much time.
Like
I'll spend 5 miles an hour. So today I'll be out there for 4.5 hours. Just kind of like that's just the way it goes. Where every day, that's why I love the Calendar Club. I love that type of training. It's robotic and it feels familiar, which is But when it gets to these last 2 weeks, I have no time to do other things. I have no time to really spend on making content or just like putting any other focus on the other aspects of running and building the business that I want to happen alongside. And so I think, I don't know where I saw this, but like just the point of diminishing the returns, like how much more am I going to get out of a Calendar Club where I could pick up a significant amount in doing tempo work. And I know I do that during beer mile stuff and training for that, which I'll start in March, but I'm not going to get as much gain in doing another Calendar Club where I would get a significant gain in doing tempo or vertical work.
Yeah,
alongside
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so too. I mean, you've been doing volume for so long that switching up the stimulus could be good for you. I feel like, especially ahead of some of the things you have coming up this year, which honestly don't really require tempo work, but I mean, maybe the easier you can make those paces feel, like doing faster paces could help you the longer. Maybe that's just like Charlie Lawrence's philosophy, but I don't know.
I would love to do I think I would love to do a 100-miler in this.
You
summer.
should. I know. You and Kaius should go out and do one. I mean, Kaius he's been putting in probably for Hard Rock, hasn't he? Or like Western States with his 100 miles that he's been doing.
I know he for sure wants to. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I mean he's got the Superior 100 coming up in I think it's September or
Yeah,
I
it's
think
the
August or September,
yeah
first
it's in
weekend in September.
September, like 11th.
But I would love to just no pressure, fly around and go run in 100 miler and just see what happens. Because eventually I do, there's I do want to get into some of these 200 milers and even some of the bigger 100 milers and just see what would happen. And also, I need to get a 100 miler under my belt if I want to be admitted into Badwater. So
Oh, you need to have that as a requirement?
you have to have 400 milers, and you can only use one backyard ultra. And so I would have. Well, you have to have 400 milers, and one of them has to be within the last year. And you can only use one backyard ultra.
So you need to do three backyard. You need to do 300 milers before you can get into Badwater. Then.
Well, I'd have to find out, like, could I use both arrowheads or just one arrowhead?
Oh yeah, true.
So I could potentially use both of those.
Yeah.
And
So you just need
a
to do one more.
backyard
Yeah.
and to do one more.
Yeah.
So I like to fly around. But also I saw in July there's this outside of Denver, there's a vertical backyard ultra. I think it's a mile and a half vertical, like 500 feet per loop, every hour on the hour for a $10,000 prize. And at 55 hours, they're going, whoever's left, it's just whoever wins that loop wins the money.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
I'm interested in that too, just because it'd be
It's a
like,
cool
sweet,
twist.
I could get vertical gain there and see how that stacks up. And then
What's
also,
the event called?
it is called, I got it sent a few times. Let's see.
10K prize?
Elevation Everest is the account.
That'd be awesome.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's surprising that they have that much to put up for. Is it winner take all or is it split somehow?
That I don't know. I think it's winner take all, but I think they do have a few different like $500 prizes thrown in there, like for fastest loop or Elevation Everest. Yeah.
Tickets drop February 24th.
Which is tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Altitude is 10,500 feet above sea level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's not Denver. Where is that? Echo Mountain, Colorado. Yeah, you're gonna be. That's like Leadville.
Okay, maybe
That's
I'm
a
not
whole.
prepared for that.
That's a whole different level, dude. That's like. Oh, that's like. You could actually. That's interesting. Yeah, that's.
What?
I mean, being up at that altitude for that long could be crazy. I mean, I know for sure that my body would not be able to do that even. From my history at altitude, it doesn't do well that high for that long, especially exercising. That'd be interesting to see how you would do coming from sea level.
Yeah, and just kind of walk into it.
Yeah.
That's a big expense, though, for something I'm not. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
It says expect a combination of 25 to 30% grades up and down, unmanicured open slopes, and unpaved fire roads. Participants should be sure-footed and confident navigating uneven terrain. Nice.
All right, well, maybe a 100-miler in
Dude.
Midwest states, dude. Midwest states.
Midwest states. Yeah, it's $5,000 grand prize.
Okay.
I mean, it's still not bad.
No, but it would be close to $5,000. I mean, it'd probably be Yeah.
So what's on your calendar set in stone right now? I don't know if we've covered that last podcast.
Yeah, so I got BPN on April 10th.
Dude, I don't even want to call these podcasts, honestly.
This is just
It's just like a phone call.
This is phone call, fireside chat.
Fireside chat.
I've got BPN April 10th, and then I'm going back to Wausau.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, because, well, it's the same weekend as Cocodona.
Okay.
And I still have to drop from Cocodona. But that is Friday, May 1st. I think I kind of like I'm back-to-back champs at Wausau, and I just kind of like that feeling of, like, I'm going to go there until someone dethrones me. But if it winds up on Cocodona, eventually I'm going to have to make that jump. And then I don't have anything on the schedule until the what's it called? Bigs. Those are my 3. I got 3 on the calendar. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a beer mile series in July or June and July. If I want to do another one of those, it would be a for sure shoo-in if that I would do it because it's good money, and it's fun content and it changes up my training. But Summit is doing a whole kind of rebrand around their NA beer, so they won't be ready to really participate in something like that leading up to that. So unless I can find a sponsor that wants to participate in that, that's kind of where I'm sitting. And then looking at a 100-miler in July at some point, and then other than that, that's it. I got 3 on the calendar, and then I'm just trying to look to fill in the gaps of other things.
Nice. And work schedule, what's that been looking like?
I am looking for full-time employment just because I think it would be nice to have some type of stability. I was able to do the math of last year. I added up from like 10 different income sources. I made...
How do you even do your taxes, dude?
I do them. Well, we're not going to get into that.
Next question.
Yeah. I was able to make just as much as what I was making when I was working full-time at Busy from like 10 different income sources. So
Nice.
I'm getting there in making this thing happen, but man, it was such a stressful year of like inconsistency. So having some type of consistency, and then I got event set up happening this week that'll start to pick up. I'm going back to umping, and
let's go.
Public speaking is going to be a big thing. That's going to be a push this year. I think I did close to 7 or 8 speeches last year, and
Nice.
2 of them or 3 of them were paid. And then I just got set up with a speaker agent who's going to basically work on my behalf to get me more corporate speeches, because those are much more difficult to break into.
Is that the same agent that you are using for other sponsorships?
No. I'm working with Amanda on that, but no. I actually have a call with them today.
How has the experience been working with agents now rather than just doing it on your own?
Much better. Only because, you can't do everything on your own. And we already put so much time into training. And because we're not making all of our money from running, we're also putting a lot of time into actually helping to sustain the running at the level that we want it to. So we're working a full-time job or a part-time job or a number of part-time jobs while also having running as an additional part-time or full-time job, and also being married men who want to not step completely away from that, because that would be the wrong thing to do. So knowing that in the background there's a team of people on my behalf, and it's a small team. I think they're 3 people deep, but just knowing that there are people working on my behalf that have the connections, that know the timing of these brands, and what they're looking for, and have their ears kind of in those rooms. It helps. It helps just give peace of mind to know that I can focus on running and content, and trying to land speeches from schools and spread that message. And so that's the biggest thing I think it is just knowing that I don't have to do it all on my own, and they can do it better than I would be able to do it on my own. So that's been good.
Nice. And are you expecting to get anything sooner than you would, I guess, without them or with them? Now, like, is that something on your mind, like, where you're like, is this worth it? I mean, you're not paying up front, are you? It's
No.
more of like a...
It's more of a on per deal that
Nice.
they get brought in, or
Nice.
that they bring in.
You eat what you kill.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I guess the call today that I have with them is more of a clarifying call of like, how can I help, or how do we? Because I think BPN, though it's not like, I think Biggs. We've talked about this before, but like Biggs, the Team USA stuff, that is a significantly more competitive and elite, because it has the best backyard ultra runners going to that. Mm-hmm. Whereas BPN, it still has Harvey, Cam, and Kendall, and some other athletes that'll be there who are extremely competitive and talented, but it's way more of a marketing maybe opportunity, or there's going to be way more, like, significantly more eyeballs on that race than Biggs,
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's like, how do we work with brands to leverage that? And I don't know the answer to that, and I just want to learn more about that. But I guess we'll see. I kind of want to start a series after the BPN race, and I think it would be cool to go do a workout with each of the Team USA runners and try and build a better story and marketing around Team USA, and get to know each of the athletes on a personal and individual level. Like, so that's something I'm trying to work out, and like, I could do it, but I think having a brand that would step in and say, hey, we want to sponsor this, like, how do we make that happen?
Yeah. The cool part about that would be, I mean, one of the cool parts, not the cool part, but one of the cool parts about that would be how different, like, everyone's training probably is.
Yeah.
And I feel like backyard is like, it's just like a sandbox of like different things that you could do. I mean, you do something different entirely than probably what Harvey does. Like,
yeah.
Harvey does a lot of his runs, like, run commuting to work.
He's vegan too. Like,
he's vegan. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd just be cool to see that, and like,
I think he's from Minnesota too.
He's from Minnesota, lives in Ohio. Yeah.
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 I mean, that's a cool concept for sure. And it would build like more of like a, like you said, like more marketability into the team, and people would get more eyeballs on
it helps us
Biggs
all
in general. Yes.
It helps us all. And I think that, like, when I look at, I think I'm uniquely positioned where I can be that person for the team in a way where I don't know if any of the other athletes on that team, like, some of them, I'm looking at their social media and they don't have social media, or it's
they're undercover.
They're undercover, and so, maybe I can offer some of the things that I've been getting good at to do that. Mm-hmm. So,
and honestly, it might be like the some of the backyard ultra vibe for people just to not wanting to be on social media too for themselves.
Yeah,
so,
for
like,
sure.
They probably wouldn't mind, but it's just like some people just don't want to be in like the public eye as much.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, which I think it is important to have like privacy in some parts of your life. Obviously, like having some stuff that's exclusive to you and your family. But also, it is nice to like let people know what's going on.
Yeah. Be proud of the work you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be another thing. Like, well, you got work?
Actually, no.
Are you off?
I'm off today, so I've got time. I've got Finn meeting up with Finn later today. Probably gonna do some more deep cleaning around the house before Natalie's parents. They're coming to visit this coming weekend, so
Yeah.
I'll get that cleaned up.
I got the lowdown from Ward.
Yeah, they're coming out. We're trying to figure out some fun things to do with them. They came out earlier this summer and crewed, and they participated in crewing at Speed Goat, so that was fun. The 50K up at Snowbird Ski Resort. I mean, the snow, we finally got our first snow this past like week or so, week or two in the valley, and the resort's got like 4 feet of snow. So that's cool. Natalie got to go skiing with some friends. I haven't been out skiing this year. Honestly, like I like skiing, but for all it takes to like, get prepared, get all your gear, buy a pass, and like all that money that you have to invest in for like a day, it just isn't worth like the time value for me.
I'm surprised you and Natalie though haven't done, because I guess correct me if I'm wrong, but if you cross country ski up the mountain before the chairlifts open, it's
there's
free,
there's a few resorts that you can kind of do that, but if you want to use the lift, you have to pay for the pass. I think it's some of the lifts, some of the ski resorts around here only do that like pre-season though, like before the actual season starts. There are some more resorts in like Colorado that allow like uphill skiing, and you can downhill in the resort still too. But I don't think it's as prevalent around here. More people do backcountry skiing around here. It's a little bit more dangerous and requires like, I mean, it doesn't require, but people suggest that you get like AVI classes, which are pretty expensive, and all the gear for that is pretty expensive to kind of get into. And we also don't have a 4-wheel drive vehicle to get up into the mountains that well. So that's kind of our constraint. I think one thing that actually does seem like skiing wise viable would be to get into Nordic or cross country skiing for us, because it's a lower barrier of entry in terms of cost and just the gear that you need. And there are some trails up near Park City that's like 25-minute drive up the mountain on I-80, which is it's never not plowed highway that we could just take, and the trails there are groomed for free. You can just set up, and it's almost like a trailhead, like just a normal trailhead. There's no fee, so that could be an option, but it's not downhill skiing and like exhilarating like that for Natalie, and she's more of the adrenaline junkie between us. I'm more like I want to exercise and be outside to exercise, and she wants to be up there to like, I don't know, enjoy it more. I don't know. I don't know. You can still enjoy it. Yeah. She's like, that type of thing. So we've looked into doing some cross country skiing too, but the snow just hasn't been good enough, and it finally has now. So I kind of went up there and went for a run on some of those trails by the cross country trails that they're just scouted out, and there's quite a few people that are up there in Park City doing it. I mean, it's like the most Park City thing to do of all time. Yeah. They're like the winter sport like capital of the U.S. I think they sent like 41 Olympians, and their population's like maybe 30,000, if that. I don't even know if it's that much, but they sent like 41 Olympians this year to the Winter Olympics, because they just like they have facilities for like the most niche winter sports ever. And I don't know if that goes back to hosting like the 2002 Olympics or what, but like anyone that is on our like bobsled team trains in Park City, because they have like the course and the carts and everything, and all the niche like ski jump events they have like setups for already. So I mean, they're preparing to host the 2034 Olympics as well in Salt Lake, which will be sweet. I don't know if we'll be here at that point, but I guess we'll find out. So that'd be awesome. Have you seen any of the drama with you know the brand Satisfy? I'm not sure if you're...
Yes, okay. I want you to fill me in on this. Before we move on to that, though, I just want to shout out to all...
I had that in my notes, too. I mean... I literally
For the
had that
listeners, we have an American bald eagle pummeling a Canadian goose into the ice.
That's perfect, actually.
USA in both men's and women's
women.
hockey in overtime
Yeah.
just made Canada the 51st state. Okay.
That was epic. Did you watch it yesterday at all?
I did.
mean, it was an early game.
I watched the second, third, and overtime period.
Same. Yeah.
We were getting pummeled all game, dude.
Seriously. I mean,
Dude.
we couldn't even get it into their zone. They had their 5 guys at like the blue line or whatever it was, and we would just have to dump and chase, and we'd never get possession of the puck ever. Like,
And Canada missed 3 that I can recall wide open backdoor net.
it was almost, it felt scripted. I was like, there's no way they're not scoring. Like, it felt like they had a power play the entire like second, third.
It did, dude.
Yeah. And I was
Okay,
like,
so
when they got the 4-minute minor, I was like, there's no way we're not scoring
Yeah,
here. And
yeah.
like, they had the puck more than us. I was like, what?
okay, so what's going on with Satisfy? I
Yeah,
saw
so-
that just
Yeah,
Phil-
the CEO, his name's like Bryce. He's like a very French guy, which I mean the French are kind of known for kind of getting their panties in their bunch pretty easily, and this is no different. He had called out another brand called Currently, which they're a little bit more. They're more new on the scene. Satisfy's been around for like 10 or 15 years. I don't know if they've been relevant for that long, but they've been around. And Currently is a newer brand, but they're making pieces of apparel that are very similar in construction to what Satisfy's making in terms of like the holes and like the style and kind of like more modern running gear. That's I guess more appealing to some like the 20-year-olds and Gen Z crowd that wants to be more stylish on the trails and running. And they made it so they made gear so similar that he felt the need to like call them out on his story and DM them about it and kind of say like what you're doing isn't cool. It's like your brand is fugazi compared to Satisfy, and that appreciates like people when they want to innovate and they want to something similar, but this is a copy, and he's just like crashing out. And the meme pages and trailer have been like using it as like fuel to their fire. It's kind of funny to see like them like they're getting Max Golf involved in their games too. He's like involved in the brand, like he's like, sponsored by Satisfy. That's like his title sponsor. So they're like using him as like I don't know, a character in their memes because he does go on a lot of these trips with Satisfy as one of their more marketable athletes that a lot of people know, and a lot of times they use him for content. So now the meme pages are using him for content to make funny like caricatures of Satisfy and almost comics of what's going on. And Currently, I think Currently has yet to make like a public response, but people are saying that like Satisfy's PR team is just not really stepping in and just like letting Bryce, their CEO, obviously he just kind of has the reins. He's shooting and he's going down. I mean, it seems like people have responded in a way that they don't like to see what he's responding with, because it seems like he's just insecure and doesn't like that someone's copying him. Like that should be a compliment, honestly. But the thing is, they're kind of undercutting Satisfy's brand, and that Satisfy's t-shirts are like $200 for like a cotton t-shirt, and Currently is making stuff for like a fourth of the price and selling it. And I think that might be rubbing him the wrong way too.
That's always been the way though.
That's business. That's business in general. Like, people are gonna make a product, and if they can make it better and sell it for a fourth of the cost, like that's just a different market they're probably gonna be serving. But people are saying that like this is like basically the end of Satisfy, and that they weren't really relevant even before, and they had cultish vibes before, and that's kind of what they've been trying to cultivate, and now even more so in isolating even more of their like potential like consumers. So,
but who's buying a $200 shirt anyway?
that's the thing. I mean,
like the
most
people,
of the
that are buying that shirt are probably, they feel seen and heard by their fearless leader.
Yeah, exactly. And it's mostly like posers that are buying that type of stuff anyway. It's not like the people that are actually like going out and running day in, day out, or it's more of just like fashion statements, which in itself is cool for some people. I mean, it's self-expression in some ways, but I don't know really how much more an innovative like a cotton t-shirt with rips is than like someone's 1980s Harley shirt that has rips in it. You know, it's like people could just go and do that themselves, find a thrift store shirt, and yeah, that's kind of like the argument of like how are they even selling this for that much? And they're like, it's the materials we sourced from the best places in the world.
The nut hair of the goats.
Yeah, something crazy. And they also say that maybe it's made more sustainably and not in like factories with, you never know if that's actually true or not, and whether it's legitimate at the scale that they allegedly are pumping out. But on the other hand, yeah, people are kind of like, I don't know, think it's a little cool that the CEO is sticking up for the brand and like he's in the trenches and that type of thing. But I just, I'm like, that's kind of, I don't know, posting on your story like big paragraphs of like, these guys can't do this. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. What are you gonna do about it, bud?
And then it's funny just to see like currently the other brand just continue to just like make like posts like of just normal posts of like, we're selling these tank tops, we're selling these shorts, and
oh, that would give me so much fuel to just,
yeah. I know.
Speaking of apparel, if you guys want to get barbell apparel,
let's go.
Barbell.com, Mark Dowdle, $34 shirt. $34 shirt.
That's clean.
All right. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Is that with your discount or without your discount?
We don't do discounts at Barbell.
Okay.
No. We do discounts on if you spend a certain amount of money, you can use discount to get a free item.
Nice.
But it's not really a discount.
Yeah.
I like their model, at least with me, because like my supplement sponsor, I guess, I don't even know, my supplement partner, ProBio, I get paid when I sell product, so it's an affiliate link.
Mm-hmm.
Barbell pays me every month regardless of how much product I sell.
And what about that one like sealant or sealer? What is the other one that you have? I followed them and I've been liking their posts because I think that's just hilarious. So
yes. So Cody Sullivan, I'm gonna pull it up here.
We're talking about another partner.
Roadhogs Seal Coating in Nashville, Tennessee. Cody Sullivan is he's a friend from high school. I actually didn't know him too well in high school because he was 2 years older than me. But his younger sister Kylie was one of my best friends in high school, and then after college, Cody was really a main source for me, and still is a main source to go to questions about faith. Nice. He's a Christian. He is a very intelligent, and he's just the type of guy where whatever question you have, like, he has an answer for you. And not in the way where he'll tell you what to do, but he will help guide you in a direction to go seek and find the answers on your own. So he's always been that guy. And he as of this month, first month, Cody and Roadhogs, I'm their first official sponsored athlete. So
that's sweet to have like a non-endemic like partner like that, or a sponsor where it's just not like, it doesn't close doors for other, like, say apparel or shoes
not at all.
Something more specific to running. It's more of like you're sponsored by like a random brand like I don't know, like SA or Holiday gas station, that type of thing, which is cool. And like,
so they're saying is if you have cracks, it's your own asphalt.
That's a good.
It's your own asphalt.
That's a good motto. So they do professional asphalt maintenance, and they do like sealant for that type of
Yep, they asphalt pavements in Nashville, Tennessee, and neighboring communities.
Nice, dude. You might have to move to Nashville.
I know. I've been trying to think of. There's a lot of different content ideas I have in my mind. Like, I don't know. I could run a marathon in a old broken parking lot and just. There's ways that I can do my best to help promote it, but I'm also like I'm all the way in the Twin Cities. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do.
How did this come about? Did he just hit you up?
He just hit me up. It really, I think, what it comes down to is he believes in me and he wants this thing to work, and he sees that a way that he can help, and then in return, if there's a way that I can provide value to him, but I really think he's in a position to help and
I mean,
support me, and like that's.
Like, if I needed this service for my house, and I knew that this brand was, like, supporting someone like you in your endeavor, there'd be no question I wouldn't even, like, look at any other competitors, and I would use them. Like, that, like, type of, like, support that I like to see from people, and I think that's, like, a good signal of the brand if they're backing someone like you know? And just, I don't know. That might be a little too much glaze, but, I don't know. I just think that's really cool that they're taking that step and doing that. And like, if I was in the Nashville area and I needed that, and even if I didn't need that, I would consider even just like supporting and just seeing like what their service is about, you know, which is pretty cool. Middle Tennessee. Have you been to Nashville before?
I have, yes.
Have you been out on the town there?
No.
What have you done there then? I feel like that's like the main part of it is like their little strip.
We had a lacrosse, we had 3 games in Nashville for lacrosse in college.
Nice. It's a nice city. I mean, they have some decent trail running, pretty good city running. Natalie and I went there a few times. I've been there for like a trip before. We went down to see Kyle a few times. Like, we'd just stay there for a night before going down to Huntsville, because it's only like an hour or two down to where Kyle's at. So he would pick us up from the airport there. But what are your thoughts on this, like, the Satisfy currently drama? Do you have any, like...
I don't care. I'll be fully transparent. I think it's all a joke, and I think...
Do you think all press is good press, though?
I know that's a saying, but, like... Yeah.
How would you feel as like an athlete for one of these brands? So let's say like the Max Jolliffe, he's sponsored by another brand called like David Bars.
Yeah.
And I guess the founder of that brand was in like the Epstein files. What would
actually?
Yeah. What would you do as an athlete of that brand? Like, would you like hold your ground and be like, oh, I just didn't know about that, like I'm still like contractually obligated, or would that like what would I know this is like a crazy question, but
okay,
that had me thinking, because he still has David Protein in his bio, and it's still like,
to what extent was
the ads are still
file?
I don't know.
Does that even matter?
I think if your name's mentioned, it does. Like, if you had any association, you're done.
It's true.
You're done.
It's true. If I found out that one of my sponsors name came up in the Epstein files, I would drop that sponsor immediately.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Peter Attia.
Oh, that's who's okay.
Yeah. I don't know how much But it says there's a lot of articles like Dr. Peter Tia's Epstein emails rattle his fans. Yeah, the Epstein files has brought a wave of resignations. Oh, Peter Tia steps down from David Protein amid Epstein. Blah blah blah. So I mean that's guilt
Okay.
right there. Yeah. But I mean if he steps down, then can he still be associated with the brand? Like that, does that make it better? When he's like the
main guy.
When he was like the main guy, the chief science officer,
dude.
the chief science officer.
I will say a big reason why I am.
His name appeared more than 1,700 times in the emails. I don't know if that's a lot or not, but it seems like a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Emails show a friendly relationship between the mid-2010s and 2019.
Interesting.
With Atia once writing in 2016, I go into Epstein's withdrawal when I don't see him.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, buddy.
Yeah, and that was after he was convicted of all those things, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the immediate drop on light, or no? Because I don't know if he's like the founder. He's just the chief science officer.
Yeah, I don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say that the big reason why I
The hard thing is, what if it's like your title sponsor and it's like your 100K year contract?
Doesn't matter. I think we.
Stand your ground.
Yeah, I yeah, it's just money becomes your idol then in that regard.
Yeah, you don't want to be able to be bought like that.
No.
So for Amanda listening to this, if she's listening, no David protein bars.
Yeah, no David protein bars. No David protein bars. Nothing that could be. The good thing is she's Christian, and so are at least one of the other guys I know that's works on her team is Christian, so that helps a lot. But
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah.
I have to do what you did before the episode pretty badly.
Okay. Yeah.